Hello and welcome to GJSMP. In between episodes, I sorted out some of the other boxes, so I have gathered what I think will be a good set of materials for this part of spawn. So I have light gray box, unnamed, just all of these lighter blocks. Dark gray for cobblestone and moss, if I need to turn any of that into mossy cobblestone. Deep slate, I'm probably going to use a lot more cobbled deep slate than regular deep slate because I don't think we're on a version where they've made it to where you can craft deep slate into other kinds of deep slate yet. And the orange box, which this is the most energy dense box in here. We don't have a copper farm. I had to mine this by hand, and I had to mine all the fuel by hand. But this will be for the lighter color of these builds. I'm picturing acacia not so much as the wood that will be used, but rather as a painted form of, I don't know, I guess oak is the most common around here. So we'll say they painted it orange. And in terms of planning out this area, last episode I said that I wanted to come up with characters, and I'm not gonna come up with names just yet. I come up with names all the time, and I usually sour on them pretty quickly. So for now, I'm just sticking with the concepts of the character, and then we'll get to names and stuff later. The first one, so I'm looking at this spot, and I'm thinking, what kind of person, what kind of incredibly dramatic person would set up right next to this? Who wants to be looking at a graveyard with any amount of frequency? Like, let's assume that they're here daily. Maybe they even live here. And so I've decided it's an artist. It's someone who has a small art gallery of their own works, and they source and sell art supplies in what used to be just a standard workshop. So I think for the first build for this, what I'm imagining as one of the older parts of town, I'm going to build an old workshop that has since been refurbished into an art store. All right, I think I figured out color palette for this. So either this will fade and become this color, or this will get dirty and become this color. I don't know. And the walls and ceiling will be acacia and jungle. Think of this like acacia is more freshly painted, or maybe it's just lasted longer, whereas the jungle is starting to fade off completely. And as we get to the top of the roof, maybe, you know, where most of the weathering is, maybe it'll be just oak. I'm not sure. I did have to stop and go get some jungle wood in order to bring this here. And as far as workshop goes, obviously it's not a large operation. It wouldn't have been. So maybe it was a small something specialist for an industrial society. I'll figure it out. All right, I definitely could have recorded more of this process, but I think we have the general structure down. Gradient going up, mostly lightning, and say desaturating, but this is gray, and that's I don't know what color that is. But regardless, it's meant to be losing color the further it goes up, the more exposed it is to the sky, I guess. Yeah, but I just realized regular tuff will probably look better there. So now, once I'm done, whoops, figuring out how I want to texture this, I'm going to start adding depth. And by that I mean probably some windows of some kind. Okay, that looks more like the acacia logs. Just a little bit. Adding windows of some kind. I tried adding something around the base here, and like this road isn't going to be solid, so I have some leeway here, but it just ended up looking odd. Probably gonna punch in a hole right there for the attic space, where in my mind the artist in question is living. Maybe it's just where they're painting. I'm not sure. But I do need windows in here because they'll need to be able to look out onto the graveyard. So the inside, the walls are going to be covered with paintings or whatever, so it doesn't really matter if flat side of a stair is in there. My inventory immediately got filled. Yeah, we are running out of room. Just go there for now. Okay, yeah, those work as windows. I think anyway. All right, I'm going to add more of those and replace the polished tuff with regular tuff. Maybe. It is kind of light. We'll figure it out. All right, there we go. I replaced the tuff, and I added some windows all around to provide a little bit of visual depth. I'm still not sure if I'm going to do something around the base here. If I do, it might end up being just some planters It's like I said, whenever I try and place like stairs, slabs, or any sort of extension of this foundation here, it seems really weird. Anyway, going in here, I like to think that, while the outside might be a little weathered, the inside is going to be pretty well maintained. So the floor is, I guess we'll call this nice and new. I mean, if we consider this as being new, in the order of blocks. I don't think this was here originally. I think this floor is new. I think it was added by the artist. Up here, there are these holes, which in my mind would have been for ventilation for whatever business was here. And so putting this here just to provide an extra space to paint, while there is convenient airflow, that seems like a decision they would make. So now I need to figure out what I'm going to build the furniture out of, what all an art shop needs, and how on earth this place is being lit. All right, so I realized bamboo probably fit the best with what I was doing in here. I tried to make art easels, but I couldn't quite get it right, so instead I made this display table with some small paintings on it, and the rest of these shelves are art supplies. So got some dies over here, some wool, sticks, and even a whole blank canvas here. And then upstairs, we have this incomplete painting. I tried to express that it was incomplete by putting a banner here, but obviously because banners move, it doesn't really work. But this is, I figure they're making a really large painting, maybe for the community center. Actually, hold on, no. I guess a retcon would imply that I had any other lore in the first place for it, but this is the person who made the paintings for my office in the community center. We'll say that. And they're working on one right now. Now, the last problem to solve is lighting, and this might just be as simple as I put some copper bulbs in the corner. I can't imagine any other more flammable form of lighting would be appreciated in here. Yep, we still had extra. What we're gonna put this over here. What the? How did that oxidize it? We're just gonna punch a hole there. I was gonna put a trapdoor there, but I'm not sure if it actually needs it. We'll put one there anyway. That should honestly be enough lighting for the entire building. I just need to, how do I hide this? Yeah, that works. So I do think since they obviously don't live up here, I'm not just gonna put a cot down and say that's good. They probably live across the street here in this space that I've not been able to figure out what to do with, so I just called it mini house, assuming that I would find something to put here of that sort. But that's one building in the old district down. Cute little art shop, and canonically the person who refurbished this and started painting in there is also the person who made all the paintings in my office. Okay, one last update. I thought it'd be fun if I just put some splotches of color on here. Not too strong. Just picked a basic gradient. I like to think they just threw the paint up there on top of the original paint. And I don't have a name yet. So I think I'm going to get to work on this house next. Or this tree. Yeah, because I'm still doing trees. I put a sign down on everything. I haven't made any new practice trees, but I might just not show those on camera unless I'm really proud of myself. All right, I decided to do the tree first. Sort of a combination of the first two trees that I made. Just a slightly taller tree, then wider tree, but with all of the blocks for an oak tree. Fairly simple process. It's kind of just the same as the ones that I was building, where I start with the block palette, make a trunk, kind of determine the length of the branches based off of that, and then put some leaves around it, but hopefully not too many so that it looks airy like an actual tree. The only thing I feel like I did wrong here is that this branch maybe go a bit more this way, and it would have more shape, but I might fix that later. In the meantime, we need to get working on the house that's in front of the tree, which, actually, that does kind of change how you look at the community center, doesn't it? I noted that I marked this spot with a tree sign, but I actually put another one here, another one here, another one over there. The idea is that the community center will be surrounded by trees. Not completely, but enough to break line of sight. Anyway, we need to get to work on this house. And much like the tree, I just didn't really have much to say on this process. It's pretty much the exact same as the building next to it. I imagine that the entire time this has existed, this was also here to live in. I did fit as much furniture as I could. Copied this for my own inn. I guess I'm going to consider this a dresser, maybe? You have a dresser, and then you have a vanity or some kind of storage thing. And a crafting table because I just picture them making little crafts here. Maybe putting them up here. All right, I don't have any plant pots, so we're gonna put some candles up here. Even though lighting is already handled by the ceiling. And it makes this place seem really flammable. I might, you know what, I'm just gonna leave that there. I think it's funny. I was like, one thing about including a lot of really normal furniture in here is that like this is minimally functional as a bedroom, I would say. I mean, you've even had to move the bed up here just to get some more storage space under this. But like, I feel like when you add a small amount of furniture, it makes the whole build a little less realistic. Because then you go in here and you're like, well, where's the sink? You know? We could just say, you know what? They do most of that stuff in here. Here's the kitchen if they need to make food or whatever. Realize I don't think I built a single bathroom on this server. Shouldn't have to. That's like too realistic. I mean, this is what I'm saying though, is that like if you make some furniture, then suddenly the rest of it makes less sense. It's a very fine line between like, you know, oh, furniture is decoration and furniture is function. That then makes you question if there should be other functional furniture. Anyway, I'm torn about what I want to do next because I do think we need a stables here. I mean, this guy in particular has been annoying me. Mr. Glue. Yeah, Mr. Glue has been annoying me because every time I walk past here and I like eating a carrot or whatever, he does this. So I do want to put a stables down just to have one. Store all the skeleton horses in there. I also have this fabric store here, which will be a much shorter building, maybe with like a rounded roof. This could be fabrics, or maybe they sell rugs or something. So somewhere between those two is probably going to be my next build. Oh, and all right, I tried making the fabric store or whatever it was going to be, but I wasn't really happy with the design. So instead, I made the stables. Pretty simple, open air. Not really much going on here. Just a slot to put the horse temporarily. I'm going to try and gather all the ones from around spawn. Although I don't think we have room for all of them here. I think that this is temporary storage. You put the horse here and then you hop off and go do whatever, and then you write it off to wherever it's actually meant to be, because I don't think these accommodations are sufficient. But we haven't developed the farms, so I don't really have a place to put them. It's either here or over at Opsy's base, and I think she has enough horses. Design is similar to what I've been doing around the area. This time I added more smooth tuff. In my mind, this kind of softens as it goes up. It goes from these carved bricks to the smooth to this mess. I really could not explain why this works in my mind. And all the other blocks are the same that I've been using. Acacia, jungle, a little bit of brick as well. Gonna be trying to include more brick. It feels very industrial to me, and that's sort of the point of these buildings. Part of why I'm adding these is to make the area seem just a little more modern. Instead of this, I honestly don't know what I would call this. I guess like early modern, like just pre-industrial, and then with somewhat industrial elements like the lights. I don't know. I don't often work in a consistent style. I just go with whatever I feel is best for the build. But I have 2 more slots to fill out, and we're finally done with this area. All right, here's our little fabric store, built in the same style that we've been doing. You can see while a lot of the blocks are the same sort of foundation and walls, even the same windows, it's a bit shorter and a bit more compact. I wanted it to be really, this isn't a lot of space, and I wanted it to be intentionally cramped, so I put shelves, storage down, everything. I imagine like you're kind of sidling through here in order to buy something. And for efficiency, they hung up some of the stuff on the walls. For this one, I went with mostly an oak interior, like the house, in contrast to the bamboo and acacia of the art shop. And I'm still waiting for some of these to grow, but I decided to make a little pond here for the axolotl. I don't know what to call him yet. I'll have to come up with a name later. But I realized this corner here was perfect for just some little decorative element. And I've been carrying this guy in my inventory the whole time. So now all I have to do is finish the road through here, which really will not take long. It's going to be the same style as all these other roads. And that'll be the old district done. That is quite the difference. walking through here. I think it adds some much needed density to the area. And for pretty much the entire season, we have been trying to figure out what to put here. There were farms here, there were different farms here, there was the precursor to the post office. Actually, putting down some buildings really does change the feel of it. Makes it feel a lot more inhabited. Like there isn't just this weird gap between the inn, the graveyard, and the community center. I spent a bit more time walking through here and realized how empty the rest of spawn feels now. like, okay, so we start over here, right? Passing through here, this big tree, and then there's just nothing. Like, there's the market and everything, but after that, it's like there's no backing. It just ceases to be. Oh, and I did think of a name. Pickle chips. I don't actually like pickles that much, but I don't know. It was just stuck in my head. I think maybe if I build a larger pond somewhere, I might move them there. All right, we've done too much building this episode. I think it's time to do something a little more dangerous. Got Bad Omen 3. I don't really know how raids work, if I'm being honest. I think I've beat 1. Is this gonna start? Oh, okay. All right, we're going. Hello? Where are they? Oh, they're all the way back here. Okay. All right. Where's the other guy? Would you keep the door shut? You think it's cheaty using free cam, but when they randomly spawn in a pit, I think it's fair. All right, round 2. Maybe they'll actually enter the village this time. Yeah, to be honest, I think the villagers are gonna die before I can do anything. Ooh, what? Okay. I forgot about these things, to be honest. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like the way it moves. How many waves exactly? Oh, one of them's already taken damage. Does that mean they fell in a hole? Lull them out even. Oh. Which jump scare? Did the others just fall in the hole? Yep. It's a lot less fun than I thought it would be. Because it's mostly just figuring out what random cave they fell into. Oh, wait, there they are. Right, please spawn somewhere else. I guess if they immediately take damage, then we know where they spawned. Get inside, what are you doing? Whoa, look at this guy. Yeah, no, I'm not dealing with that. This is the reason to do it, isn't it? Totem of Undying? I gotta say, I'm not good at playing the game hardcore. I do not understand how people, like hardcore players, get really into, you know, always having a Totem of Undying at the ready. Because I don't think I can manage that. These things count? Alright, they don't count. So where are the others then? I would describe this process as a little silly. That's a gray sheep. Did I just leave the range? Okay. Well, they're all the way over here, so how am I supposed to kill them? Oh my god, are you kidding me? You just... This is ridiculous. Look at this. This is dumb. I don't even know if that's going to count now, because I killed them out of the range. I guess they spawn down here or something. Come on. Sucks. Whoops. Well, how about that? Alright, could you at least spawn somewhere reasonable? Okay, alright, there. I mean, thank you for coming to me, I guess. Oh my god. Those axe guys do not mess around. I hate these things. I hate them so much. Die. Die. Get out of the ground so you can die. What do you mean you're riding on one? Okay, alright. No. Here, on me. Burn them slowly. Oh, I got him. I got him. Oh, there's so many. There's a cloud of knives in the middle of the village. Alright, just... And on an unrelated note, yeah, just let those die out. Do you mind? I'm in the middle of something. Oh my god, there's more? How many waves are there? It was an Omen 3. I saw him in the window. I guess once you kill the first evoker, it's kind of easy to kill the others because you don't really have to worry about dying as much. I'm out of arrows. Oh, I'm being healed. Oh, thank you. Oh, I got poisoned. I deserve that. Oh, my inventory is full of nonsense. With its dying breath, it decided to stab me. Please be the last one. Did I do it? Oh, I did it. Oh, I do like the Vex head, though. That's kind of cool. Did any of the villagers survive? I think I would have failed if they hadn't, but... Is there anyone? Oh, wait, there's some. Well, I got slightly better deals on bread. Wait a minute. This guy wasn't even giving a deal on bread.